Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. This is the Mental Chiropractor. I am Tezra. I am here to help you realign your mind. And if you have checked in, that means you have already subscribed. If you have not checked in, I invite you to check in by subscribing to this channel. And then once you start listening to it, if what I'm saying is resonating with you, if you're like, you know what, I'm picking up what she's putting down, go ahead and like this video. So this video right here, well, first of all, let me tell you what the Mental Chiropractor Realign Your Mind, what we do here on this channel. We are here to take back our power. We are here to take back our minds. We are here to regain agency over our lives. And what do I mean by that? Well, simply this. We have not been thinking with our minds for a very long time, and some of us are still not thinking with our minds. We are out of alignment. We are out of attunement with our higher source, our higher self. So here at the Mental Chiropractor, Realign Your Mind, we are going to crack our minds so that we can get back in alignment with our higher self, with our true source, and that way we can plop ourselves back down into the driver's seat of our lives. And so this is for the people who, if you feel like you are stuck in a place where you just feel like you can't make any progress, any leadway, you can't get out of this rut, or you are tired of feeling like you're dejected, or you're tired of feeling like the world is against you, or that you have no chance because of the color of your skin, or you have this guilt because of the color of your skin, that is all a hijacked mind. That is what the messaging has been geared towards, to have us think and believe a certain way, but only to serve 1% of the population. And those are the invisibles. Those are the ones that are behind the curtains. So if you're ready to take back your mind, and your mind is only yours, you're not doing anybody else any harm. You're not taking away from anyone else. You're simply taking back what's yours, what was divinely given you as your birthright. So, so that's what I'm here to help you do. I'm here to help you realign your mind. And, you know, the Charlie Kirk effect, right? Like, how did this happen? How did this young man that the world knew for 5 minutes get the turnout that he had at his memorial service? How in the world did that happen? Well, I'm going to share with you a download that I received today as I was watching a video as the people were entering into the stadium and what they had to go through. This one couple, Yoel and Mari, they have their own YouTube channel. I was checking them out today. And they had to get up at 3 something in the morning. They had to get onto the field or the premises of the State Farm Arena at like 5 something. They waited in line like 2 hours, and they were showing the footage of like these thousands and thousands and thousands upon thousands of people waiting to get into the memorial service. But how did this happen if the majority of us only knew about Charlie Kirk for 5 minutes? When a person is tuned in, when they are connected to their higher calling, when they are on purpose, they can have that type of impact in a very short amount of time. Even though he had been at this for a while, I mean, you know, there are a certain group of people that already knew about Charlie Kirk, especially on the political scene, on the collegiate scene. But for us at large, like myself and a host of others that I've heard as I've been scouring and combing through the YouTube, looking at different people's stories and videos, a lot of people did not know about Charlie Kirk. So how did he do this? First of all, he was not any of the things that he has been accused of or mislabeled as. There has been huge misnomers that have been placed upon him, such as racist is the first one. My friend called him a monster. And there have been other names, and it's funny because divisiveness pervades throughout this whole country. I don't care what it is. Even when it comes down to Christianity, yeah, we have our different dominations. But then even when you distill it down more than that, you have division among the Christians. Because a lot of Christians were calling him racist. And Charlie is as Christian as you can get. Charlie was Captain Christian. I don't think it's been a long time since I've seen a person as Christian as Charlie. And he was devoted. He was devout. He was a devout Christian. And that's not a judgment. As a matter of fact, anything that I'm saying is not a judgment. It's all an observation. But he was a devout Christian. Charlie stood on his truth, and he stood on it unapologetically, and he spoke directly. That may be the reason why people were calling him a racist. They're also calling him a racist because they didn't look at his videos. Point blank, period, end. They did not look at this man's videos. So before I started drinking the Kool-Aid, I had to watch his content from beginning to end in its entirety. And nothing, not one single solitary video that I saw, and I saw a couple handfuls of videos and look forward to watching more, but none of the videos that I saw could I have labeled him a racist or a monster. He was furthest from either of those misnomers. He was compassionate, but he was direct. He wasn't trying to coddle anyone's feelings. He knew that coddling was a handicap. He knew that coddling stunts people's growth. He knew that coddling is an enabler of a closed mind, of a programmed mind. He knew that. So he did not coddle. He wasn't for the faint at heart. He knew his shit. And he spoke directly and unapologetically, especially when it came to the Black community. He spoke to the fact that the Black community is not taking accountability or responsibility for their lives, that they fell into the trap of having the fathers stripped out the home. And there are fathers were stripped out the home all over the country, but it was in higher numbers and higher concentrations of the Black community. Okay. All right already. Sorry about that. And he spoke to that. And he spoke to the reason why. He spoke to the fact that, you have to understand that the biggest crimes that are done in the Black community is homogenous. It is Black people doing crime against and towards Black people. That's the biggest statistics of the Black community. So that's what he spoke to. And the thing is that not many people will speak to it the way that he did. Not many low melanated people were brave enough. They didn't want the headache because they see the portrayals out there. They see through the images out there of how indignant Black people can get when their feet are held to the fire, when somebody tries to hold them accountable. And most people don't want to take that on. Most people would be like, okay, I'm just going to sit back and watch y'all continue to suffer, since y'all don't want to listen to anything that would help you outside of woe is you, outside of systemic racism. You don't want to hear anything else, how you can take yourself out of that equation, how you could take yourself out of that narrative, how you could remove yourself from that paradigm. You don't want to hear that because it puts the responsibility and the onus on you. And most people cannot handle that. They would just rather be the victim. But Charlie wasn't afraid of that. Charlie was like, hell, I'm here for it. But the undercurrent of his delivery was that of compassion and that of unity. If anybody were to watch his videos, he has said to a young melanated college student, there is no difference between me and you. And just because you have a different skin tone, but you have to understand that you are made in the image of God. So how can I be better than you? He spoke to that. But many people, if they did not look at his videos, then they don't know that part. The only part that they know is the part that's being pushed out there by the Amanda Seals, by the D.L. Hugleys, by the Van, whatever his name is, the CNN anchor, by the Don Lemons. All of these people have been very ignorant and have handled this in a very irresponsible way. And it's because they are operating out of a hijacked mind, and they are putting forth this image of the black community that is not well informed. So the reason why Charlie Kirk got the support and the buy-in in the numbers and record numbers that he got was because he gave a voice to a very large population whose ideologies and beliefs were not spoken of, because they themselves didn't want that fight. But Charlie Kirk was made for it. He was built for it, and he went for it unapologetically, unabashedly, and very directly. So what voice is that? It is the voice who believes that people can make something out of themselves out of nothing if they just pull themselves up by their bootstraps and not rely and depend on government to support their lives. Because when you rely and depend on government, then you are under the agency of the government. So you can't bellyache, you can't complain, gripe, bitch, and moan. And when you become self-sufficient, self-reliant, then you got the power to do something, to take control of your lives. So the people that Charlie Kirk was speaking to and that resonated with him are the people that was speaking to, one, the black community, because many people want to tell the black people that you're largely holding yourselves back. But who dare says that? Who dare says that to a group of people who are so wedded and so committed and devoted to their victimhood that if anybody were to come and speak against that, that they would be eviscerated. They would be verbally mangled. And nobody wants to go through that. They'd be like, y'all, go ahead. You know, go right ahead. Continue to, dig your holes deeper and wonder why you can't get out. Like, knock yourselves out. Literally and figuratively, because that's what y'all are doing. Literally. You're knocking yourselves out of the game. Continuously. Because you are buying what the messaging of the corporate and legacy media is sending you. You're buying all of it. You're garbling it all up. So that is the reason why I received that Charlie Kirk got the response that he received in the 5 minutes that we knew him, because he was speaking truth. He was speaking his truth. Now, did I agree with everything that he said? No. But did I connect with him in his passion? Absolutely. In his quest for unity? Absolutely. Because that is my whole mission and goal, is to galvanize us to come together in unity. But before that happens, we have to first break out of this programmed and conditioned mind. We have to take back our power. And once we take back our power, then we understand that we are all one. We are one. We are all connected. There is no one that exists outside of the cosmic human blueprint, not one single solitary soul. So, until next time, those are my thoughts on the reason why Charlie Kirk got such a grandstand turnout. I mean, he rivaled the Super Bowl, he rivaled the biggest concerts, the way that he filled that stadium in record time. So until next time, make sure that you make your appointment for your next visit to the mental chiropractor by subscribing. And please like this video. It helps my algorithm as I, work to push this message out there of how we are all equal. We were all born equally. And the disparity comes in when the minds begin to be conditioned. But until next time, stay empowered. Remember, we are tuned in, tapped in, but never trapped in. Never be trapped into the delusion. Never be trapped into the lies or being hoodwinked and bamboozlement. You and only you have the power to live the life that you desire to live. The power is in your hands. Until next time, everybody, this is the Mental Chiropractor. My name is Tezra, and we are here to realign the mind. Peace.